Hey Scorpio, welcome to your deep love read for the end of November. I hope you guys are doing fabulous today. Let's get right into it. So this is going to be an energy only read. I'm going to be talking about that full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini in its own video at the end of the week. All I want you guys to keep in mind right now is that it's going to be hitting you guys in your 8th house, and 8th house is very much a we house, right? So for some of you, it's going to have to do with money. We'll talk about that more in the, because I'm going to be doing it for all of the signs as far as that energy goes, but it's also very much a we energy, other people's money, how you guys blend together in relationship, as far as, you know, blending money, blending communication, blending intimacy, all of that. So, you know, it depends on where you're at in your life right now, but I just thought I'd give a little heads up with that. Let's get a past, present, and future with the Whispers of Love Oracle. Make sure I'm only getting one because this is a thick card stock. Like attracts like, okay? Because so this is the recent past or the past. Be authentic is the current. I'll hold these up again, and then be willing to express love for the future. So I'm going to be pulling a Celtic cross spread for you, and then for an energy that you're dealing with. First thing we have from the past is like attracts like. If you long for more love, be more loving. So basically, you get what you deserve. Not what you deserve. You get what you give, right? I mean, if you're very loving and very open, and you exercise transparency in a relationship, that's quite often what you're going to get back. It's very frustrating when we do that for people and within relationships, and we don't get that back, right? So that could be, we could feel that frustration. Somebody else could be frustrated about that. The current situation is about be authentic, be real and true to who you are and how you feel. So yeah, I mean, going back to this like attract likes, right? Like attracts like, you know, if you want somebody to be very honest with you, there are many, many ways of being dishonest, right? Far beyond actually lying, you know, not being our true authentic selves. And a lot of times we're like that, not because there's any malice attached to it, but because we're afraid. And there's something that we're afraid to expose about ourselves, about our situation, about our past, about our wants, needs, and desires, because we're afraid that we're not going to be accepted. Maybe we weren't accepted, you know, it's either by this person or by a past experience. So we're very sort of Four of Pentacles about things, right? Very on guard with things. And now in the future, what's necessary is be willing to express love, to receive love. So the more expressive you are, you know, and the more, and I mean, I'm telling this to a water sign, believe me, I'm very mindful of that, right? But, you know, it's about, you know, not playing any games, you know, be willing to express love and to receive love. And in order to have that reciprocity, there can't be any game playing. There can't be any testing. There can't be any challenges like that. I mean, not saying that you're the one, but you can't have that, you know, either coming from you or to you, right? I mean, there needs to be an end put to that for sure. Be willing to express love, to receive love, and there needs to be this idea of authenticity, because like attracts like. And a lot of times energetically, we don't even realize what we draw to ourselves. That's the freaky part. That's the freaky part of all of this, Scorpio, isn't it? My goodness. We can all get in our own way sometimes, or we allow things to be perpetuated in relationships that, if our friend told us it was happening to them, we'd be like, what's the matter with you? Why can't you just do A, B, and C? Well, sometimes it's not so easy when we're in the mix of it all, right? We can't be too judgy on ourselves. You have to just, you know, in order to grow, it's just a matter of calling ourselves out and saying, all right, how do I adjust this without judgment? You know what I mean? All right. So this is for you, Scorpio. So in the recent past, Four of Wands energy is just telling me, all right, first of all, some of you may have recently reunited with somebody, right? Because that's definitely a reunion energy. It's also a honeymoon card. It also indicates having a firm foundation, being very concerned with a firm foundation, really being very focused on that. But I do feel like for a lot of you, this was some sort of reconciling. Now, if you've been in a relationship for a long time and you're like, what do you mean we never, like, you know, we never split up? It still means that energy of, you know how in cycle, in even the longest relationships, there's a cyclical nature to it. So it's you guys kind of finding each other again, you know, within, maybe you got lost within the stress of the pandemic and everything else going on in life. There could be this kind of refinding yourself again. going to be something different for each of you. But right now, the current situation, we have the Ace of Wands that's being crossed by the King of Wands. So, and this is, this could be a blessing or a challenge. It always depends on how the energies come out. But we have this Ace of Wands, which is just this urge to move forward, this urge, this inspiration for new passion, this passionate new beginning. Oh, Scorpio, I could feel it very strongly coming from you. So some of you are going to feel very passionate about a new beginning within a current relationship, meeting somebody brand new. But there is this idea of just wanting to get out there and create and build and have passion. You want passion. There's a call to passion here. So even if you've been in a very long-term relationship, maybe did the passion fizzle a little bit? It needs to be rekindled here. As we have this King of Wands energy, which really is probably my favorite court card, because this is a Cancer and Leo energy, and I just think it's such a beautiful combination of energies, because Cancer, yeah, it's home and all of that, but it's feeling grounded, rooted, and safe in something. And then Leo is about romance and passion and fire and really being able to share and be good friends, right? So what's important to Leo is to be really good friends with who they're with. So it's having this fire and this passion, but with this element of security. Right? So I do feel like whatever you're getting into right now, whatever new cycle that you're inciting right now, Scorpio, is really, really beautiful. So if you're meeting somebody new, or if you've been together for a long time and you're finding each other again, if you're in a weird space and you're trying to work things out, this is really, really good. Crowning energy, we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is somebody who's just really resourceful. Okay? Somebody who has a gift within the domestic sphere. So this could be maybe somebody who just likes keeping a nice home, somebody who enjoys cooking, somebody who understands what it is to feel grounded and rooted, right, in that. Somebody who is very resourceful regarding money, but it doesn't have to do with money at all. Actually, because, as I always say, the pentacle connection, the pentacle energy in a relationship read can also mean mental, physical, and emotional connection. So this person being very resourceful. You could be very resourceful right now, because it's a court card, so it could be you or someone else's energy. But it's this idea of there being resources handled and I know this sounds silly, in a resourceful way. So you guys figuring your stuff out. Like if you don't have the money to do something right now, you guys, through communication, you're going to figure it out. Through your strong connection, you're going to be able to figure it out. But we have this working with the Hermit energy in the foundation, and I do have to say, this is a Virgo energy. Virgo is a problem-solving energy. So we like this, but we have to also recognize that the Hermit is about going within for clarity and this quest for personal truth and spiritual illumination. So for some of you, you may be in a space where you're very much wanting this, you're wanting this beginning, you could feel it so strongly, but you may still be on your own. You may still be. So maybe for those of you who are single, you haven't met this person yet. For those of you who are in this weird space and maybe you're not together for the moment, you're in this space of figuring it out right now. For those of you who are in relationship, this means that you are taking some time. We could be in a room full of 100 people and be in the Hermit energy, right? It's really figuring out for ourselves what it is that we think is the best strategy moving forward. Keeping it real, right? Because again, Virgo energy is very pragmatic. It's very critical of self and very critical of others within a situation, and really trying to problem solve within a situation. So it might be you at least either being on your own for a minute or feeling on your own for a minute while you solve this problem, because there may be something that's going on within this relationship that really only you can solve. Not that you don't want a partner's help with it, but that it really is the problem is mostly in your court. And it doesn't mean that the problem is with you. Maybe it's your employment, right? Or maybe you need to sell or buy a property and it's somehow inflecting the relationship. I'm just giving you those as examples, okay? But right now, yeah, I mean, this makes sense to me. Because right now, Scorpio, you're in your high priestess energy, and there's no gender specific here. But this is about really getting into a space of trusting yourself. And this is a moon energy, I have to say. And whenever we have the moon energy, we want to be careful the stories that we tell ourselves about what's possible, what's not possible, right? I always like to say that. Now, I feel like there are things cooking in your mind, right? Things incubating in your mind that you're really not talking too much about to a partner, to anyone else in your life, even if you're single. You're really not doing a lot of discussing. And the thing is here with the high priestess energy, that's good. Don't, because you're not there yet. You haven't fully figured something out yet. You are in the process of putting your ducks in a row. Maybe you're waiting for more information to come in about something and you just don't want to say anything yet, so you're keeping things under wrap. You don't want to get too excited about something. It could certainly be that. But again, going back to the fact that this is a moon energy, this is connected to the moon. The moon does rule the 4th house, which is Cancer, and that is the house of the stories that we tell ourselves. So you want to be careful that what it is that you are thinking and processing right now is, really look at the level of possibility. It may be entirely possible. It's just like a little heads up, really. Now, we're dealing with an external energy here that's 8 of Swords. And 8 of Swords is a very self-imposed energy, self-imposed restrictions, isolation, and imprisonment. It is feeling like... Okay, so this is coming in for me in 2 ways. This could be a person that you've been dealing with who no longer feels like this connection is the right thing for them, for whatever reason. This could also be the general energetic influence outside of you that you're realizing, I don't know, I thought I wanted this at one point, but now maybe I'm feeling like it's not the right thing for me. Right? This could be the outside energy, the energy external to you, where you feel like there's something not right about it anymore. Right? There's something where it ends up making you feel like an element of discomfort. Again, was perfect for you perhaps at one point in time, is no longer perfect for you at this point in time. Right? But then I have in your hopes and your fears this 10 of Pentacles energy, which is very much a will you marry me card. Let's build a family. Let's do all of that. And so what I'm feeling for some of you is, for many of you, you may be in the space where it's like all you wanted at one point was to get married and have a family. Not all, but like that was definitely part of your plan kind of thing. Because we are only talking about relationship here, right? We're not talking about everything else. So you thought that at one point was exactly what you wanted, but now you're afraid of that, like at the same time, because now you're questioning whether it is actually what you want. Some of you may be fearing that it's never going to happen for you. Others of you are fearing, if it happens, are you going to be okay in it? Are you going to resonate with it? In the way that you really want to. And I feel like a lot of you, this is maybe very connected to this Hermit energy here in the foundation, where it's like, what do I really want after all? Maybe things have changed in your experience, you know what I mean, as well. I mean, maybe the idea of having that family in that way has changed. Maybe you still want family, you still want to be with a person, but maybe you don't want kids anymore, or maybe you've had your kids already, and maybe your version and your idea of relationship has been altered, because maybe they're leaving home, and maybe you just want different things for yourself within the relationship now, right? Could be many things. But what I see here is some justice in the near future, which is about a cause and effect kind of thing. But there being a win-win solution and the truth coming out. So justice is about something being fair. So it's also about Libra. Justice is a Libra energy, which is the 7th house. And I like this for you, because this indicates to me that there's going to be some sort of communication about who needs what's fair, right? Because if you think about it, Justice energy is Libra. Libra is that 7th house, which is ruled by Venus. And Venus is about, the idea of not only love, but how we feel in being in a situation. And what's money like? Have things, all of these are big things in relationships, right? Money, whether we like it or not, money is an important thing. How do we pay for stuff if we don't have that, right? And then, of course, we need to feel loved in something, because then we end up feeling like, we're living in shade, and then we wither and die like a flower, right? Or feeling connected. We need to feel good about being in it. These are all very important things in relationship. So I feel like all of these things are going to be, even if they're not being verbalized, they're going to be kind of presented to you almost in a very organic way. It's like, how do I feel about all of this? I feel like there's a lot of under the surface stuff going on for you guys right now. Of course, we've had a lot of energy going on, right? Gemini and the new moon and all of that. But this is definitely at play here. Yeah, this 10 of Pentacles is a topic of discussion, at least internally with yourself. But then we have the final outcome. We have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is the truth coming out. The truth coming out about something. Now, I do feel like having to do with relationship, there is some element of gossip and like people not minding their own business in relationships, Scorpio, going on here. So whether this is friends, family members, some sort of situation, for many of you, it can be that. For others of you, it doesn't have to have anything to do with that. And it could just simply be the truth coming out about something. Okay. Now, for some of you, you may be meeting somebody brand new. The page, because page does indicate a new cycle, and swords are truth. It's also somebody who's very communicative. Now, you might be meeting somebody new, perhaps online. But the thing is, whenever we have a page energy, it's a young energy, it's a new energy, it's an energy that needs further development. So just keep that in mind. If a page is ever an energy that you're meeting, if that's how you're resonating with it, because there can be an element of immaturity in how they communicate. Just a little heads up. If it has nothing to do with that, and you guys are just sort of entering this next phase in a relationship, you could definitely feel you're entering like a new cycle in the relationship. It's young yet, so it needs to be cultivated, and it needs to be nurtured with the truth and integrity and authenticity and transparency and fairness. There's got to be a lot of fairness that goes on. So there can't be a holding back of emotions because somebody doesn't want to rock the boat, or because you don't want to deal with confrontation, or whatever it is, or you don't want to be overly confrontational, right? There's got to be this tempering of how things are handled here, right? Be willing to express love and receive love. So that, again, going back to that idea of the tempering of energies. Okay, so that was for you guys. Let's see what is happening with the person that you are or will be dealing with. Scorpio, second eyes, Devil, King of Swords. Six of Wands is the final outcome. Woo! That's about victory and success. So you know what? They're in a good space with you. We have this Knight of Cups coming in in the recent past for them, right? This is like Prince, Princess Charming, romance, proposal coming in. So Scorpio, they may have been the person to incite some sort of reconciliation with you, or some sort of proposal with you. They may have been the one to ask you out, to say, let's do this, right? It kind of is that energy coming in of proposing something. It could be many things, right? But now we have, right now in the current energy, we have the Devil being crossed by the King of Swords, or blessed by the King of Swords, however we want to work it. So the Devil energy is, we talk about this, kind of gets a bad rap, understandable, right? It can have to do with addiction, it can have to do with greed, envy, materialism, obsession, sexual lust, whatever. But it absolutely can, anything in balance, which is what I like to say, because not everybody struggles with addiction that deals with the Devil energy. That's silly, right? Not everybody's greedy and envious, for certain, not everybody cheats, right? But it could be this energy where it's like, too much of something has been an issue now, either with them or for them, right? Because remember, with these relationship reads, the energies can be enmeshed. So they may have been in a space where they identified you as the one with the imbalance, or they may have been the one struggling with the imbalance. But the thing is, what I see happening here is they go total like intellect right here, which is not really a bad thing. Right? It's kind of like, all right, let's get down to the nuts and bolts of the situation and figure out what's necessary for this relationship to work. Like, love is one thing, emotion is one thing, blah, blah, blah. That's fabulous, fun, and pretty and all of that. But can we just for a minute put it on a shelf and get just very kind of strategic and intentional in how we're going to be moving forward in all of this? And how are we going to deal with this level of imbalance, whatever it is? What are we doing about it? You know, and whatever it is, like, okay, devil, fine. Okay, devil's a part of life. What are we going to do about it? Because that, like, they're very in that space. Isn't this interesting? They got the Hermit energy in the foundation as well. Wow. Different spread, different deck, right? We got the King of Coins as the crowning energies. The King of Coins is very solid, very practical. I just get that this person, Scorpio, that you're dealing with, they're just so like, I'm not even going to say they're cold, because they're not. They're just being very practical and very wise. They're being wise in their connection with you as well, even if this has nothing to do with money. This may have to do with money. They may be very focused on their work right now. They may be very in a pragmatic space, understanding that money is necessary to help your relationship move forward in a healthy way, or to be successful in relationship at all, and not because they're all about money, but because they just understand the place that money has, you know, in life. So it could be that, but again, coins also does mean mental, physical, and emotional connection, and then being very practical and wise in how they connect with you, very wise in how you guys move forward. And they're doing a lot of thinking. They're doing problem solving too. You guys are doing a lot of problem solving here. Yes. But this is the thing. You want to make sure that you're not both in like, how do I say this? I was going to say your own corners, but that almost sounds rivalrous, because I don't feel like it is. I feel like without even realizing it, you guys might be doing problem solving, but not too much separately and not enough together, in, you know, regarding how something can possibly work. Because again, the Hermit is about going within, so you each going within, right? In this quest for personal truth, like your truth, their truth, and then the spiritual illumination, their illumination, your illumination. You want to make sure you come together on this, because the Hermit energy really is very like alone, sort of staying in somebody's own lane, right? So you guys may be in this space of doing this deep thinking, but the thing is, this is problem solving. But you're each doing this problem solving in your own head, in your own way, and there it can end up being a little bit of an issue, Scorpio. I'm just saying. That's probably going to come out when I pull for what it is that you guys need to talk about. So we have the Three of Wands energy as far as where they're at in their own mind right now. So Three of Wands is all about teamwork, right? And focusing on the future, not looking back. So I love this. If this is somebody that you're with right now, or if you're in a weird space, if you're going to be reconciled, or even if you're meeting somebody brand new, right? Because really this could even be a new energy that you're meeting. I love this, because this is like, nope, not looking back. Let's just move it on, right? I mean, that's what this is. This is the Sun in Aries energy. And the Sun illuminates and gives us everything that we need to sort of create this new version of a path for ourselves, which I really like. Now, the energy external to them, now this could certainly be you, or this could be just the general energetic influence outside of them, is this feeling of new love. This feeling of new love. Now, this could be a new baby, finding out about, somebody's pregnant. This could be, them responding to something that you're proposing. This could be a general energetic influence that's pulling them to ask you to marry them, to tell you that they want to have a baby, to tell, you know, but it's this idea, this general energy of there's this newness to this relationship. There's this newness of love, of emotions here. And they feel it as they're being pulled onto this path forward, and they are definitely feeling it. You know, this is the thing. Their fear is the Seven of Swords, and this has to be acknowledged, right? Because the Seven of Swords is about dishonesty. It's a fear. A fear is that you're not being honest, or that you might run away, or they might be even fearing within themselves that they might run away, and they're afraid of it. But I don't think so. It seems like they're afraid of this being involved in this connection. There being some sort of betrayal of something, a betrayal of trust. There being things said that there ends up being not the follow through that they thought. They're afraid of you being dishonest. They're afraid of you pulling away. They're afraid of that, right? Doesn't make it's like a very psychologically driven energy. Doesn't mean that they're going to be doing, this is their fear. And they're afraid of that. Now, in the near future, we have the Two of Wands energy, and the Two of Wands is waiting for the results of something, or making a choice in some way, or in a way, and having to do with something that's going to impact the relationship. So it could specifically have to do with maybe they're waiting for you to call them, or maybe you're waiting for them to call you, or somebody's waiting for somebody to make a choice. Or to move the relationship forward, a choice needs to be made by the two of you. Like, are you guys going to move? Are you going to have that baby? Are you going to get married? Are you going to get engaged? What are you going to do? You know? And it's making that choice, you know? But it's figuring out where it is that you're going. But whatever happens is going to be great, because we have the Six of Wands, which is fabulous. This is, you know, recognition, good news coming in. So whatever you're waiting for, if you're waiting for something, I definitely feel like it's good news. So maybe you're going to find out, oh, hey, guess what? You guys are pregnant, or you guys got the loan, you got the house, or you got the job, and that's like exactly what your relationship needed, or, you know, whatever it is, you know. So for some of you, it's going to be that. But whatever it is, it's good news, success, respect. There's respect here, which is really nice. Really nice. Okay. Very good. Okay. So let's see what the Arlington Wellness tell us. We need to understand, and then I'm going to pull some crystal visions to see what maybe conversations might need to be taking place, a couple of things that might need to be discussed. Talking. Yeah, you need to talk. Date. Paradise. Abundance. Okay. So for some of you, we have interest, talking is interested, conversing more, awaited message arrives, text, call, email. So, you know, that message could be coming in. Now, for some of you, if you're waiting for somebody to reach out, like if you guys haven't been together, or if you guys have been in a weird space, the date can be meeting somebody new, dating and getting back out there, but it doesn't have to. This could certainly be setting the date for something, setting the date to get married, setting the date to move, setting a date to get together and to discuss your relationship. It could certainly just be going on a date. It's going to be something different for each of you. Those of you who are not with anybody now, it does look like somebody's going to be reaching out to you and asking you out. Others of you, it looks like you're going to be getting together to have a conversation about maybe if there was weirdness in the relationship, and you guys really talking about that, and it going really, really well. Because then we have Paradise and Abundance. So Paradise is about happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, really enjoying each other. And then we have Abundance. Keep a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. Gratitude and bless. Exactly. You know, look, I mean, if you want to be happy, happiness is a choice, guys. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people don't like when I say that, but it really is. I mean, you know, could have many things going on in our life. few and far between are the times where there's not like something negative going on, right? But we have the choice to actually try to find the good and to try to find the happiness, right? I'm talking about relationship here. And this is not to say if somebody left you and broke your heart and you're completely devastated, this is probably not your reading right now. But even at that, there is a choice to find things, other things in life to be happy about. Because that happens to all of us at one point or another. It's part of the process. What do you need to talk about? Okay. All right, I get it. Yeah, you need to talk about. This is Nine of Swords energy, not making you feel good. Nine of Swords energy is nightmares, anxiety, grief, depression. We have to talk about that. You've been feeling a lot built up. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of grief. But why? Well, let's start with the Strength energy. These are reversed. So somebody was abusive with their power within this relationship. There was fear within this relationship. There was discord. There was self-sabotage, right? It could be one of those things, all of those things. Some of you might be like, what do you mean? I was never afraid of them. Okay, but well, maybe you were recognizing that either one of you or both of you were self-sabotaging the situation by a lack of follow-through, or you know, there being this idea where it could certainly be like if you guys parent together, there being some sort of like abusive circumstance going on with the children and you being really uncomfortable about that and you having to have that conversation, right? It could be any of those things. But that has to be discussed. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse is to be discussed. This is an energy of greed, right? And it's a greedy person, somebody who's very envious. This could also be the energy of somebody who's very financially dependent. And, you know, and it's like, okay, you know, but we both need to work. We both need to contribute, you know, particularly because of, you know, where we're at in life right now, just with the pandemic and things are weird with work for so many people, you know, maybe having that conversation, but however it would resonate with you, but somebody being a little greedy. And now the Pentacles could also mean mental, physical, emotional connection. So how would that translate? That could be somebody just being, when we're talking about greedy, very, very needy, overly dependent, overly so. You know, where, you know, looking to the other person to sort of make them happy and fix their problems and take care of them and do all of that, right? That's the kind of energy that we can have there. And then we have this working with the Three of Cups in reverse. This needs to be discussed, right? This could be somebody partying too much, but there could just simply be not support. There's not enough support that's going on here, right? So somebody feels very unsupported in the energy, and that's, you know, that's not very comfortable to feel. So we have Pluto, so we have transformation, the idea of transformation, right? Now we have Cancer. Cancer is the 4th house of home, roots, feeling grounded. Cancer is ruled by the moon. This has to do with our emotions, right? How do we feel? Do we feel safe? Do we feel secure? Do we feel grounded? There needs to be transformation in the very fundamentals of this relationship, because then we get the 1st house. The very fundamentals of this relationship. There needs to be so it's interesting because I feel like there are so many fabulous things about a relationship that's resonating with this, so many, but believe it or not, it's like the biggest issues are with the foundation. Like you guys can hang out and have a great time together and just go out and whatever and just hang, but it's like there's something about the foundation that needs addressing. Maybe there's trust issues there. Cancer. Look at this. We had another Cancer energy, which is about home. Guys, maybe some of you need to buy a new home. You need to move homes. There's an idea of home. Somebody has to move in, move out. Buy a home, sell a home. Definitely the idea of home because we have Cancer. But it could also mean this idea of feeling protected in the relationship, feeling a sense of family in the relationship. This needs to be felt. Okay? Absolutely. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.